बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। डॉक्टर मुनव्वर हुसैन आपकी खिदमत में। आज बात करते हैं अमेरिका की 250वीं सालगिरह के ऊपर, जो कि इंतहाई अहम मुल्क है इंटरनेशनल सिस्टम में। और अमेरिका ने 1776 में आज़ादी हासिल की बरतानिया की एम्पायर से। और उस वक्त जो फाउंडिंग फादर्स थे, जैसे मिसाल के तौर पे वाशिंगटन थे, जेफरसन थे, हैमिल्टन थे, जैक्सन थे, ये बाद में सदूर भी बने सवाए हैमिल्टन के। और इन्होंने बुनियाद रखी अमेरिका की, और इनलाइटनमेंट का पहला तजर्बा हुआ इस सरजमीन के ऊपर। और जो मे फ्लावर 1605 में जो कसमनामा उठाया गया था कि हम ऐसी सरजमीन और ऐसी मुमलिकत को वजूद देंगे जो दुनिया के लिए रोल मॉडल होगा, हम डर्टी पॉलिटिक्स का शिकार नहीं होंगे, हम पावर पॉलिटिक्स एंड कॉलोनाइजेशन दुनिया के अंदर नहीं करेंगे, और अमेरिकन आइडियलिज़म को फैलाएंगे जिसमें ह्यूमन राइट्स है, इंडिविजुअलिज़म है, इक्वल राइट्स की बात की जाएगी, और दुनिया के अंदर अमन व अमान के लिए हम काम करेंगे। और उसी दौर के अंदर एक डिबेट स्टार्ट होती है जेफरसन और हैमिल्टन के दरमियान में। जेफरसन, जो कि बाद में प्रेसिडेंट भी बने, एग्रेरियन थे और उनके पास स्लेव ओनर भी थे। उनका ख्याल था कि अमेरिका को अब एक स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्मी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, छोटी मोटी नेवी की ज़रूरत है, और ताकि अपने ट्रेड को वो प्रोटेक्ट कर सके पायरेट से। और हमें आइडियलिज़म का शिकार होना चाहिए, और हमें आइडियलिज़म के ज़रिए से दुनिया में रहना चाहिए, और यूरोपियन रियलिस्टिक पॉलिटिक्स का हिस्सा नहीं बनना चाहिए। जबकि हैमिल्टन, जिन्होंने अमेरिकन कैपिटलिज़म की बुनियाद रखी थी, उनका ख्याल ये था कि हमें एक स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्मी चाहिए, और जब तक स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्मी नहीं होगी हम मेजर चंक इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड के अंदर हासिल नहीं कर सकते। बहरहाल अमेरिका इस आइडियलिज़म के साथ, इस आइसोलेशनिज़म के साथ 1898 तक रहा, और 1860 में जब अमेरिकन इकॉनमी टेक ऑफ पोजीशन पे आई और 1890 में अमेरिका बिकेम द रिचेस्ट नेशन, उस वक्त सवाल ये पैदा हुआ कि सरप्लस जो गुड्स अमेरिका बना रहा है और सरप्लस जो कैपिटल है, वो उसके लिए तो आपको नई मार्केट्स चाहिए। तो लिहाजा अमेरिका ने कॉलोनाइजेशन का या एक्सटर्नल इंटरवेंशंस का आगाज़ किया, और क्यूबा में 1898 में पहली मरतबा उन्होंने हमला किया, जो कि स्पेन की एम्पायर कॉलोनी थी, और स्पेन की कॉलोनी एक फिलिपाइन भी थी, और मनीला पोर्ट बड़ी अहम थी उस हवाले से। तो उन्होंने मनीला पोर्ट को भी अपने कब्ज़े में ले लिया। आपको याद होगा पहली और दूसरी जंग अजीम में जब विल्सन पावर में आए, तो विल्सन ने कहा था कि वी नीड अ वॉर टू एंड ऑल वॉर्स, और उन्होंने लिंक अप किया था कि दुनिया में अमन नहीं होगा तो अमेरिका में भी नहीं होगा, दुनिया में खुशहाली नहीं होगी तो अमेरिका में भी नहीं होगी, दुनिया में जमहूरियत नहीं होगी तो अमेरिका में भी नहीं होगी। और अमेरिका के अंदर विल्सन का जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू था ये रिजेक्ट किया गया, और पहली जंग अजीम के बाद उन्होंने इलेक्शन वो हार चुके थे। लेकिन दूसरी जंग अजीम के बाद अमेरिकन ने यही आर्गूमेंट विल्सन का बाय किया, और उस वक्त से लेकर आज तक अमेरिका दुनिया के मामलात के अंदर इंटरवीन कर रहा है। सवाल यहाँ पे ये पैदा होता है कि क्या अमेरिकन आइडियलिज़म आज भी मौजूद है जो उसकी फाउंडिंग फादर्स की थी? 250 सालों में अमेरिका ने क्या खोया और क्या पाया? पाकिस्तान और अमेरिका के ताल्लुकात किस नोयत के हैं? बिकॉज 250वीं सालगिरह मनाते हुए अमेरिकन एम्बेसी इन इस्लामाबाद, जो कि वो उनका कहना है, जो कि यहाँ पे इंचार्ज द अफेयर्स हैं नतालिया बेकर साहिबा, उनका मानना है कि ये तारीख़ में सबसे बड़ा उन्होंने यहाँ पे इनकाद किया है जश्न को। उसमें प्राइम मिनिस्टर शहबाज शरीफ भी तशरीफ़ ले गए, और बेकर साहिबा ने फरमाया कि ये इस्लामाबाद की तारीख़ में फाइनेस्ट आर है कि वो एक मीडिएशन करवा रहा है अमेरिका और ईरान के दरमियान में। जबकि प्राइम मिनिस्टर शहबाज शरीफ ने भी रिश्तों का जिक्र करते हुए कहा कि बेहतरीन दौर के अंदर हम दाखिल हो गए हैं, और इसके साथ उन्होंने शुक्रिया अदा किया प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप का कि जिस तरह से उन्होंने इंडिया पाकिस्तान के दरमियान में न्यूक्लियर वॉर को रुकवाया मई 2025 में। पूछते हैं अमेरिका की नॉन प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर ईसाबेल से। Dr. Maria Isabel, she is with us, and thank you very much, Dr. Maria, that after a long time, after all, you have joined us. Dr. Maria, I would like to give a very brief introduction of her. She is a political scientist, bilingual university professor, has a wonderful experience of teaching at university level. She is the author of many books and chapters. And the more important thing, which in fact impressed me, is she is specialized on democracy, democratic theory, political system and political culture. And today we are celebrating 25th birthday of United States of America. First of all, Dr. Maria, thank you very much and congratulations on 25th birthday of the United States.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your invitation. Thank you.
So, Dr. Maria, my first question is that America has 250 years long history. So, what are the achievements of United States of America and what sort of challenges that America faced during this period?
I think the achievements were, especially in the last maybe 20, 25 years, a commitment with promoting democracy beyond the United States in a clear contrast with its previous policy of interference or influence, especially here in the Americas. But of course, it was, let's say we have to connect that policy to the post Second World War, the Cold War, the fight against communist Soviet Union and the satellite countries. So, but the shift from pursuing a fight against what the Soviet Union represented once in 1989, 1990 starts a different period. And I think the US made a commitment to engage in the promotion of democracy. And even more than democracy, also having a say in terms of human rights. And the second part of your question is precisely what we are seeing now. It's a complete distancing from that achievement. Now the US is not only ignoring democratic backlash around the world and violations against human rights, it is in some ways engaging in a rhetoric and policy making that seems to be very close to that, precisely what it used to be against in the past. So I think that's a very complex situation and a contrast. We are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our nation, but under these very trying times.
Dr. Maria, you talked about human rights and democracy. Do you think that the idealism of American founding fathers is still alive in American internal and external policies?
I think outside of the government, there are still political actors, not just institutional or academic actors, political actors that are not only aware of the danger American democracy is facing, but are putting their political capital assets into this debate. So I think there is a moral an ethical approach to the times that we are living, but I'm not sure that is enough to not only raise awareness among those Americans who are not necessarily paying attention. So my hope is that beyond these intellectuals, academics, politicians who are warning of the dangers of losing our democracy, I hope the message goes far beyond these elites, because academics, intellectuals, those are very closed circles.
Mm.
And this has to absolutely break through so everybody understands what is at risk. I'm not sure we're there yet. We'll see this year with the midterms if that message has been received.
Dr. Maria, this 25th birthday of United States of America, usually it was celebrated by the Congress, a committee which is named as America 250, spearheaded by Congress. It is bipartisan support. It is very inclusive. But through executive order, it is changed. I think now there is a public-private partnership, and much criticism is going on there, and many traditional functions like special music and march past, something like that, have been cancelled. So, what is the reason behind it?
Um, I'm afraid that an event that should have been an opportunity for unity has been unfortunately weakened. I don't know if that can change. I hope so. This country deserves to have a celebration that is above partisanship. That's the way it has always been. But we have a very different White House. We have a very different president who is not totally in sync with what tradition is in the country. And unfortunately, what we see in government in terms of policy is also being reflected in this sort of, I don't know, this is such an unfortunate time that we're living. And to have the 250th anniversary of the country under this administration is just, it saddens me, to be fair, to be honest. I would have hoped, I wish we had a much better attitude, collective, institutional, political attitude towards the celebration of, of this country's history and tradition. And I think that is what's missing from this particular moment, the respect for tradition. We're not honoring the country's history. Um, and I don't know, I insist, I don't know if this is going to change. We're very close to the celebration, and all we can hope for is that this doesn't get more track. You know, this talk about the celebration at the White House with all these cultural debates. There is no place for that in this particular celebration. There shouldn't be. This country is diverse, is very rich in cultural representation. This is such a contradiction, and it is not recognizing the value of the country at its anniversary.
Two very important institutions in America. One is Ronald Reagan Library, another is Smithsonian. Both they have reckoning with the history. They said that still they have given actually the critical reflection. They said that we have to acknowledge the historical failures such as the systemic legacy of slaved labor, the displacement of indigenous populations, and the continuous fight to expand civil rights. Your comment, Dr. Saiba?
I think we should have an opportunity to rescue the best practices of our country in terms of, you know, honoring the past. And in honoring the past, I think acknowledging past mistakes is part of that, because it is our history. And right now, the conflict that we have as society is that it seems that we're not able to to recognize that every country, every society has flaws and has past actions that might not make you proud of, but that's what you have. And you acknowledge that and you contrast that with what you have become as a country. And right now, we don't have that capacity.
The consulate in charge of the affairs, Natalia Baker, she's in Pakistan. She is representing American embassy, and yesterday she had a wonderful celebrations. I think it is the biggest celebration in the history of American embassy in Pakistan. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif also participated in that. And there she mentioned a wonderful relationship between the United States and Pakistan. And she said that it is the finest hour in the history of Pakistan that Pakistan is able to play a mediation between United States of America and Iran. And by the way, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif also thanked the United States for its important role in de-escalation between India and Pakistan that could have killed millions of people. So, how do you see the current phase of the relationship between Pakistan and the United States?
Well, I do agree that Pakistan has played a central role in this current situation, namely the attacks conducted by Israel and the US on Iran and the consequences of this incursion, as the president calls it. I think it has been central to the efforts from the White House to solve the situation, look for negotiation opportunities. And Pakistan has been an ally of this White House, which is something that we should recognize as critical in this moment where we are conscious that probably there's no trust in the US right now, especially in the Middle East and especially in the within the Gulf countries. And so I think this has been crucial to finding a way out of this very serious situation that the White House has got itself into. Yes.
Dr. Maria, since I believe that Pakistan and the United States of America, they have a special phase in the relationship because in the past our relationship was revolving around security interest of the US, security interest of Pakistan. And now it is for the first time, I think economic interest is also involved in that when Marco Rubio, State Secretary of America, said that we cannot depend 90% on a country for rare earth minerals that can exploit and punish America, and rather we have to diversify our economy. And by the way, they are ready to invest in Pakistan, especially Balochistan is full of copper, gold, and a rare earth mineral. So do you think that this would generate economic interdependence between Pakistan and United States of America, and it would not be like the relationship in the past, which had honeymoon period and the divorce period?
Administration is very open to creating opportunities not only for other economies, but for the US economy. So what I see is that the president is not putting limits to who he engages with in pursuit of economic benefits. And I think that is clear, even with countries that have not historically been aligned with the US. So that could be a benefit in terms of creating new alliances. However, the problem for this, in my opinion, has to do with continuity. That was what happened after his first term. These are critical relationships, but they shouldn't be personal relationships. They should be government to government relationships, country to country relationships. And I think the problem many view is that this is based on personal appeal. And personal appeal, when we're talking about the US president, has a very limited time. It can be either 4 years or 8 years. In this case, this is his last term. So the goal should be to build these relationships with a long-term expectation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maria Isabel, for your time and your candid opinion regarding the challenges and opportunities for the United States of America in relationship with Pakistan. And it is really appreciated. And in future, we will connect you again.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to join you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.